about the Caribbean. Sorry. Fuzzy on the microphone. The Caribbean Virgin Island charters. Europe. Germany's Black Forest. Hawaii on the Missionary Trail. Australia. Capital Canberra. In Washington, D.C., the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. The magazine that runs the globe. It says, that's a pretty picture. I love the water. Take to the lakes. And Manitoba. This is fly-in camp in northern Manitoba. At home in the wilderness, houseboat rental in northern Saskatchewan. That's kind of cool. Local flavor. Our local chefs prepare your catch fresh as all outdoors. And then swapping tall tales. Come days in, swapping tall tales. Come days in, and in northern Saskatchewan. Okay. And it just talks about how Canada has roughly a third of the world's fresh water. I may have to pause this in a minute because it looks like my mother is getting restless. I'm watching her on the mommy cam and she seems to be getting agitated. But maybe not. We shall see. Okay. So, we've got the table of contents. I'm not going to go through all that. And then your rail FlexiPass. You can stay in it another day or be on your way. This is an advertisement for Signet Cruise Lines. Space, the final frontier on a cruise ship too. Apparently they have larger cabins or they carry only 200 passengers. So each cabin is actually a suite, a full 277 square feet. That's pretty big for a cruise ship, I do believe. And then we got, from the publisher's office, an article, which I'm not going to read. Let's see. Rush hour traffic in New Zealand. It's good value for the money, they say. Join the flocks and come down to New Zealand. From 1183, tours include North and South Island itineraries, quality hotel accommodations, typical New Zealand farm stays, homestays, cooked breakfast daily except day 1, 3-course dinners daily except last day, comprehensive sightseeing, airport transfers, special launches, hosted by an experienced Kiwi coach captain, and a great time. That sounds wonderful. 66 years ago in travel, transportation abroad was monitored in the January 1922 issue of Travel. Excerpts of that report read as follows. Japan's first overseas long-distance aerial flight is to be carried on under the Imperial Aeronautical Association of Tokyo, and the distance to be covered is 807 miles. Chinese air service from Peking to Gansu has recently been established. Though the Italian railroads suffered a serious setback as a result of the war, they are now said to be operating at pre-war efficiency, and the French were preparing to electrify 5,000 miles of her railways. And then it's Washington's controversial Vietnam Veterans Memorial, the Ringing at the Wall. For Vietnam veterans, the long black memorial is a place of healing, reflection, and reconciliation. I think that's nice. Now we're talking. The Tower of London should stand for another 1,000 years unless the ravens decide to leave. As he lay dying, felled by a poisoned arrow, King Bran the Blessed commanded that he be buried beneath White Hill, where the Tower of London now stands. He believed this act would ensure that England would never crumble. The way John Wilmington, current Raven Master of the Tower, tells it, Bran is Welsh for raven, so ravens were brought there, and the belief that they, like the mythical king, would protect the Commonwealth from attack. And the ravens are still there. That's interesting. The Vikings fought for 300 years to inhabit our castles. All you have to do is call your travel agent. That's funny. Good day begins in Melbourne. Australian Pacific Tours. Cool. Travel Health, walk your way to fitness. And it just speaks a little bit about walking. Don't ride when you can walk. You can swing your arms to increase the aerobic benefit. If you are inactive but healthy, start with mile-long walks at a pace of 3 miles per hour 5 times a week. Over the course of a month, boost your distance to 3 miles at a pace of 4 miles per hour 5 times a week. If you can't walk that fast, walk a little farther. And there's some other tips on walking. was director of the cooking school and assistant chef Carmen Swastiki demonstrate the art of Mexican cuisine at the Acapulco Princess. It says we started with simple dishes, guacamole, ceviche, a cold melon soup. By the time we had moved on to tamales and red snapper Veracruziana, we had grown comfortable with our teacher's styles. That's cool. I guess it looks like it's a cruise ship called the Acapulco Princess. No, I don't know. No, it's a hotel. I'm sorry. The hotel's Mexican cooking school. They have a cooking school at it, and they teach people that stay there. You can sign up for classes. I left feeling I had learned about a complex culinary tradition while also putting in some pool time. That's nice. Campground hotline. I don't really. This is not a very, compared to travel magazines today, this is kind of meh. But it's cool that it came to my father when he was alive. So I guess that's why my mom kept it, and then I cleaned it out of the house. But anyway. So we've got motorhome, an advertisement for motorhome, and Mel Cleanser, and a Louisiana Traveler. The Des Moines Arts Center. And now we've got Alabama's Sacred Mounds. The High Temple Mound was the center of the Indians' religious life, so it must be. This says the mound building Mississippian Indians. I think that maybe that should be a Native American, but what do I know? Okay. So it is a Native American burial mounds. Okay. And this is the Blue Nose to Nova Scotia. So it's a cruise, I'm guessing. Oh, maybe. Chart your course for Canada's seaside province. Discover the charm of a not-so-distant It's just a 6-hour daylight crossing. Just drive your vehicle aboard and enjoy the relaxing voyage. You may even spot a friendly whale or two. It's only $125 away. The Blue Nose saves time and money. Only $125 one way for 2 adults, 2 children under 5, and the car. Duty-free shopping, dining, supervised play area, and a casino are on board. It's pretty cool. I've actually always wanted to go to Maine too, and that's from Bar Harbor, Maine to Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. This is more about the Native Americans within the Mountain State Monument. I think this is a reconstructed Indian village. Another big time in Texas. The Shrine to Music. Aruba, what happy island, and come. I will. You pay for my trip and I'm there, man. One island stacks up as the place for the happiest and most playful vacations. By day, play on miles of uninterrupted beaches, or explore the many ways of enjoying the sea. On land, there is everything from prehistoric caves to shopping, tennis, and other sports. At night, experience your favorite international cuisine or tasty local dishes and live shows. Then play some more at one or all of our 6 casinos. Or disco till the sun peeks in. We've got a Dutch heritage, but we speak fluent English. Know us yet? Look up. We spell fun in the Caribbean. Got some Shrine in the Music Museum. Maggie Valley in Waynesville. Great Smoky Mountains. I've been to Maggie Valley before, but I was a kid. Connecticut's Gillette Castle. Sherlock Holmes slept here. Wow. Gillette Castle, the former home of actor William Gillette, owes its theatrical appearance to its namesake, who painstakingly designed his entire estate. So that's in Connecticut, and then you can see more in Rhode Island in a day than you can in most places in a week. Wow. That's a lot of stuff. We've got everything from spectacular mansions to spectacular beaches, all within an hour of each other. Call now for information and pack more vacation into your next vacation week. Rhode Island, America's first resort. This is what's in a study. A carved oak, scone, raffia walnuts, and a fanciful pair of ceramic cats. That's in the Gillette Castle. Hey, look, Charleston, South Carolina. A family vacation escape. That's where I was born. And when you come, plan on more than a few days, because a visit to this historic bus and water tours, Fort Sumter, and the aircraft carrier Yorktown. Stately antebellum homes, churches, museums, antique shops, world-famous plantations and gardens, and hundreds of other things for the entire family to enjoy. Dining and lodging are unsurpassed. Charleston does have great food and beautiful houses. Rainbow Row is probably the most famous area. But I do love it there. The Balinese use a flag to keep their ducks in a row all the way to the market. All over the island of Bali, you will see neat rows of ducks following flags on a bamboo pole. Up here. This is how the duck shepherd guides his flock to feed at the nearby rice fields. And at dusk, the ducks huddle around the flag, waiting for the duck shepherd to guide them back. So when it comes time to sell the flock, they happily follow the flag all the way to the markets. Swiss twist. Oh, Swiss persuasion, Swiss precision. Today's Egypt, awesome, inviting, and amazingly affordable. I definitely would like to go to Egypt someday just to see the miracle of the pyramids and the Sphinx. I mean, that's crazy. If somebody was to build that stuff today, they would be bankrupt. Designer cruises, yacht charters in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Shoeless King Voodoo, starring in the Terrace Floor Show at the Virgin Isle Hotel in St. Thomas, starts his act by dragging a box of empty bottles on stage and bashing them into so much broken glass. Then, after a prolonged and dramatic hesitation, he walks barefoot on the stuff. Well, these are charters. Pastoral and thinly populated, St. Croix is far less developed than St. Thomas. I don't think that's the case now, but I could be wrong. Yachts crowd Charlotte, Amelie Harbor, and St. Thomas, and the charter capital of the world. St. Thomas, the charter capital of the world. Right. Virgin Island markets offer fresh produce and lots of color above, so that's St. Thomas. Mission among the Palms, the Calvinists in 19th century Hawaii. It's pretty flowers, very nicely manicured lawn. Fairly large house there. and then stayed to do very well indeed. The sardonic phrase, or some variation of it, is well known in Hawaii. It glibly, I'm about to kill a cat. It glibly applies to the American Calvinist missionaries. Okay. 79 families of New Englanders who had a profound influence on the history of Hawaii during most of the 19th century. Many believe these Hales Caucasians succeeded mostly in attaining political power or commercial wealth in the islands. Hawaiians and others continue to criticize as dogmatic the teachings supposedly imposed upon unwilling natives of Hawaii a century and a half ago, and the alleged hypocrisy of some who espoused it. Okay. So this is showing this is a reverend and I don't know what it is. Okay. One of the churches there, I guess that the missionaries founded. Well, it's kind of pretty. Iolani Palace was completed in 1882 under the reign of Hawaii's last monarch, David Kalakaua. Left. At a recent outdoor show, two legacies of the missionary years were much in evidence. Muumuus and Western-influenced music. What's that? Okay. Canberra, a capital idea. So this is Australia. Very pretty. View of the city from Telecom Tower. And this is Telecom Tower on Black Mountain, just outside Canberra. Canberra doubles as a restaurant and an observation post. Okay. The Rebel Lakes and freshwater streams of the White Mountain National Forest offer a range of possibilities for the outdoor-minded family. Mountain love, so it's New England's White Mountains. I'm sure all of these places have changed much. Some secondary trails of the Pimishwasset Wilderness lead to stars in Freiburg. I want to go to Germany too. I love it. They're just talking about the culinary stuff. Okay. Dishes prepared in Baden-Baden's best restaurants naturally start with fresh produce from the market. The towers of the Freiburg Town Hall reflect centuries-old craftsmanship. Butchers in the Black Forest make some of the world's finest sausages and hams. Yummy. I'm getting hungry now. That's not good. it's bedtime for me too. Okay, and then you've got little Bahamas, Cayman Islands, Jamaica. Tells you how to get about. And then there's Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico. Nassau, Cable Beach, Paradise Island. You may not want to do it all, but it's nice to know it's there. Junkanoo Beat, the Wheel of Fortune, Bay Street Shopping, Blackbeard's Tower, Sugar White Beaches, Twilight Dinners, spectacular nightlife. It's all there. It's better in the Bahamas. I ain't gonna argue. The Cayman Islands, perfect. Little Switzerland, the jewel of the Caribbean. Oh, it must be a store. Barbados. Sam Lord's Castle, a Barbados resort. Caribbean Showcase, Aruba, Barbados, Barbados. Antigua, West Indies. The Pacific and Asia. Only in Australia can you catch the perfect wave every day. I've always wanted to go to Australia too. It's quite a koala. It's quite a little baby. We had a eucalyptus tree in our yard growing up, and I always wanted to put a koala in it when I was a kid because, I was completely nuts. That's why. Wow. Qantas Airlines. In 1988, it was $1,095 round trip to get to Australia. radar master. There's an airfare discount checklist. Fly midweek, travel off season. Fly a popular route, buy your tickets early. When flying overseas, ask about Apex and Super Apex fares, both of which require ticket purchases a special amount of time in advance. Be aware of possible cancellation fees that can range from full fare for a canceled Super Apex to $75 for a canceled full fare for a canceled Super Apex ticket to $75 for a canceled Apex ticket. Okay. This is a bunch of stuff that I just don't want to read. Reader Service Department. Okay, let's see. Ireland. Stay in an Irish castle hotel. These ancient fortresses are an inviting haven for elegant dining, sailing, golf, and horseback riding. Send for free book. Oh, I see. Okay. Let's see what it says about Charleston. Charleston, South Carolina. This beautiful historic seaport city is a year-round resort. Horse-drawn carriages, museums of forts, antique shops, historic homes and gardens, plantations, accommodations range from beach villas to luxury hotels to charming inns. You can get a free brochure, so that's what this is, to get brochures or books for travel, other kind of travel. And then a bunch of advertisements here in the back. Cruises and clubs and it's nice. Oh, job opportunities. Overseas opportunities, free transportation. Complete information plus directory of 200 companies employing thousands worldwide. Send $3. And then it gives you an address to send to get information on job opportunities. They got cruise ship jobs, and Australia wants you. Rocky Mountain Employment Newsletter. Florida. World Travel. Cruise staff. Tour escorts and cruise ship workers. Teach abroad. It's something I still might like to do. I was going to say it was something I would like to have done when I was younger, but why not still do it? Room with a view. That's kind of cool. And then there's something here on Japan. And that is the end of this magazine, this travel holiday magazine from April of 1988. I do hope that you all enjoyed this and maybe even got some travel ideas from what was in here. I know I did. Of course, the fares will probably be